Hey there, good afternoon. Welcome to Prog Monster. My name is Murph. I'm the host of this show, a show that's dedicated to progressive rock, hard rock, heavy metal, and other forms of rock music. Okay, so this is episode 2 of my Strange Fascinations. This is an ongoing series which we're going to be doing one a day until the end of September. So one every day of September, in which I will progress along in a fairly smooth order from the least impactful to the most impactful, or person I've had the most fascination with as far as my Strange Fascinations go. Okay, so yesterday, episode 1, we featured John Lennon. Today we're going to talk about a Canadian musician, pop musician, basically Ian Thomas. I don't know where my Ian Thomas prop went. But anyways, Ian Thomas is the brother of Dave Thomas, who many people know as one of the people that was on Second City TV. For this reason, I have a bit of a strange fascination with Ian Thomas because I had no idea they were brothers. I had heard of them both, of course, at the time and in the same time period, but it wasn't until somebody made the connection that I started being really interested in Ian Thomas for some reason that I cannot really explain. At the time, he was probably the only brother who had an actor or somebody on television, so I think that's part of the reason. Ian Thomas also had a string of kind of poppy songs that I kind of liked, the biggest one being Paint It Ladies, which at the time I had no idea what it was about, but it turned out to be about prostitutes. Anyways, great musician, lots of good poppy hooks. My fascination with him is that because he's the brother of Dave Thomas, I always wondered how he ended up in music and Dave ended up in acting. I mean, they're both theater. They're both theater, you know. It's just funny how you get two guys like that. Usually if one of them goes rock star way, the other one will follow. Or if one goes into the show, the other one will follow. But for some reason, they had strong enough characters individually to be, of course, both interested, and I think it probably came naturally for them both to be interested in performing. But one of them decided he was going to go into comedy and acting, and the other one decided he was going to become a rock star. Yeah. It's not a common trait, you know, it just doesn't happen. I really can't think of anybody else that went that route. I'm sure there is, but I just can't think of anybody. Anyways, with Ian Thomas, he had those string of hits in the 70s, and I thought they were just atypical of a Canadian pop, Canadian pop scene. It sounded very Canadian to me, and I was kind of like intrigued by that. I liked that. I kind of reminded me that I started out with BTO, you know. So, you know, that ooh, feeling good mama, painted ladies and a bottle of wine. Yeah, truly a classic. Whenever I think of classic Canadian songs, that one comes to mind. And it was kind of a poppy hit, nothing that you would ever hear on a Rush album or even a Triumph album for that matter, and they're fairly poppy too, but I think it was one of the first songs too that they played that kind of weird guitar sound that I looked for in other songs, but I never heard it anywhere else. But yeah, great group, great individual. His impact on me, of course, was that he made me feel like I was that Canadians could do things and not necessarily have to be like grinding it out and touring all over the place to have a hit single like Triumph and Rush were doing everywhere. That they can indeed write good good quality music that the average person will listen to. And that's the impact that Ian Thomas had on me. The big thing about him too is that he just didn't have that one hit. He had other songs that he played too, so he wasn't a one-hit wonder, you know. And you know, his impact, of course, was fairly new to me in rock music, because at that time it was basically a little bit of Four Seasons that I was listening to, and the 50s music. Some Elton John was in there, and of course BTO was the big one for me, and then he was in there as well as April Wine and a few others. But they usually was just one or two songs and everything like that, where him and BTO had a little bit more going at the time for me. So anyways, Ian Thomas is the guy I chose for day 2. Maybe he should have been the first one to go, and John Lennon was maybe more impactful, but you don't always know this stuff until you actually start doing it, and then you say, oh yeah, I think he had a bigger impact. So, but like I said before, that I'm going to try and stay with a kind of fairly smooth, uphill, impactful thing to me till we get to the end. Of course, it's going to dip here and there, because you really don't know how impactful something is till you start talking about it. So it's not going to be exact. This isn't exact science. It's just building on something. So I hope that I hope you enjoy this episode of My Strange Fascinations with Ian Thomas, and I hope you will stay tuned for tomorrow's episode, which will feature Kim Mitchell, another Canadian. And I hope you enjoyed and liked this episode, so please like and subscribe. It's much appreciated, and have a great day. Take care.